Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Motor Vehicles and Transportation this March 14th Pi Day. We are taking up HB 28 first. You all should have gotten the latest reprint, both in multiple ways, your Google Drive and via email. So the chair is here if anybody has any questions. If you all remember, this is the different categories of weights for registration. Delegate Stewart.
This is a great bill. It makes a lot of sense to me, as I mentioned in the last meeting, and I'd like to move the amendments.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion on the amendments? Seeing none, all in favor of HB 28, raise your hand, say aye, jump up and down. Thank you. Any opposed?
Wait a minute.
I see
Are you
Delegate Jacobs,
talking-
Delegate Ziegler.
Madam Chair, I'm not sure I think you want to do the amendments first and then the bill.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, on the amendments.
You were getting rammy there.
Yep, my head is moving much faster than where we are. So my apologies. On the amendments.
Thank you.
Okay, take a step back. Any further discussion on the amendments?
For the voting session.
Seeing none, all in favor of the amendments, say aye, raise your hand.
Aye.
Any opposed to the amendments? Okay, on the bill as amended.
Move favorable on the bill as amended.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion on the bill as amended?
Can you
Seeing
say the
none,
number of the bill again, please?
28.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You good, Delegate Healy?
I'm fine. I just
Okay,
needed
great.
for my records here.
Absolutely, absolutely. On the bill as amended.
Aye.
Oh, I mean, all in favor, say aye. Okay, any opposed? Delegate Jacobs, Delegate Ziegler, Delegate Morgan. Okay, HB 28 passes. Thank you very much. We are moving to HB 1215. You also got the reprint for that.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I apologize. On the prior bill, there was an amendment missing from the reprint that I think everybody supports. So if it's possible to verbally adopt that, Patrick is still doing the drafting. And that is to apply the installment provision, which we included in the EV surcharge legislation to all registration going forward. So authorizing MVA to do that,
Yeah.
which I think is something.
I'll move that amendment. I think that's the best thing we could do.
Happy to second that Jacobs amendment.
Awesome. Thank you. Mr. Chair, was there anything else to that?
No, I apologize for missing that earlier, Madam Chair.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I just wanted to make sure that you had a chance to finish your presentation. Okay. All in favor of the Jacobs amendment for the installment plan, say aye.
Aye.
Great. Anybody opposed to the installment plan? Okay, or the amendment to the installment plan. Do we need to then process-wise revote the bill with this amendment? Okay, motion on the bill with this amendment.
So move.
Second. It's even better now. Second.
Oh, excellent. Fantastic. Motion on HB 28 as amended. All in favor, say aye. Raise your hand. Okay,
Aye.
those opposed? Raise your hand. Delegate Jacobs, Delegate Ziegler, Delegate Morgan, opposed. Thank you all. HB 28 as amended passes. Going back to HB 1215, as amended, you had seen this before, you got it again today. This is the Transport Network Company impact fee. Does anybody have any questions on the bill or the amendments?
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir.
I think it might be good if I explain this one briefly, if that's okay.
Please do.
That's where we ended up, because a lot of the discussion in committee was about the package delivery piece. And I just want to be clear that that's been entirely amended out. So the bill as it stands today only addresses the Transportation Network Company. These are ride hailing services. The brand names are Uber and Lyft, but of course, any brand name would apply. As a reminder, we currently have in some parts of the state, Ocean City, City of Frederick, Baltimore City, Montgomery, Prince George's County, a local TNC fee of 25 cents. The bill as amended would add a statewide 75-cent TNC fee, would not touch the local one, that would remain there. The exceptions to that are if you are doing if you are in an EV Uber or Lyft, this was something that the TNCs were interested in, that is discounted to 50 cents for the ride. And if you are in a true ride share situation, that is when you and a third party use like Uber Pool, so there'll be multiple stops, not you and a friend just splitting a trip, but when the app connects you to a third party that you don't know, unless there's some miraculous coincidence. In that case, it's a 50-cent impact fee. And there's also a few amendments from the comptroller's office just to deal with some of the collections piece. Those are mostly technical in nature. But the big important thing is this removes the package fee and generally speaking as a statewide 75-cent TNC fee.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. That's very helpful. Anybody have questions on the bill for the chair? Delegate Morgan.
Thank you. I'm trying to catch up quickly because I'm just reading the amendments since we came back from the floor. So, Mr. Chair, I'm trying to be respectful here. Mr. Sponsor Chair. So if I'm reading this correctly now, the only thing this is going to apply to is going to be Uber or Lyft.
Or any other transportation network company. There are other companies out there, but I think for most of us, it's Uber or Lyft. Sidecar used to be one. I don't know if they're in business
Would that
anymore.
apply to a taxi cab out of BWI?
It does not apply to a taxi cab. They have sort of a different regulatory regime. So this applies to the TNCs the way our local fee applies to TNCs.
Like a smart ride also?
You'd have to tell me what that is, Delegate Morgan. I apologize.
I'm trying to think about what we would have for smart ride when we have people down in Southern Maryland who have to say you have to get to a hospital or a doctor's appointment and they have a smart ride service in the county.
Yeah, it would only apply if the county is using the TNCs to contract for that, which does happen in some places. In my area, there is some contracting with Uber and Lyft for things, and they pay the Montgomery County quarter fee for those trips. But generally, this applies to the entities that are regulated by the Public Service Commission as TNCs, which was something the legislature 9 years ago set up as these services proliferated and the taxi cab companies mostly phased out, frankly, Delegate Morgan.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Delegate Stewart.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just to clarify, Mr. Chair, because we're talking a lot about Uber and Lyft, this would not apply to like Uber Eats or all the Uber services that involve delivery, even though that technically is the same name brand, right?
Correct. This applies to the human transport via Uber or Lyft or any.
In other words, you got to be in the car. If they've got your stuff in their car, they are not subject to the fee.
Correct.
Yeah, thanks.
Great. Delegate Guyton, you had your hand up and down. Did you want to say something? No?
No, Madam Chair, thank you. I think my question was answered.
Great. Okay, thank you. Any further questions for the chair?
Move the amendments.
Second. Wait a minute.
Great. Yes, sir.
I was going to say, perhaps bills like this that change that much, it may be worthwhile in the future that if we had a list of what it does now, after all these major changes, be easier to follow because like I didn't get these amendments until I got back off the floor myself. So it's really not enough time to really absorb what it's doing.
I hear
Yeah.
you, Delegate Jacobs. I hear you. It's
Just
that
to be fair, Madam Chair, that's on me, Delegate Jacobs. I've been trying to figure out a way to get this into shape, and it's just been a lot of things going on. But yes, I will always strive to give you more information, not less, which I hope you realize from a lot of our other communication.
Yep. Hear you. And unfortunately,
I know you trying to do a good job of that, Mr. Chairman. I'm not criticizing you. It's just that there's a lot of changes in the bill, and we're moving so fast here that, just not enough time to read everything.
Yep.
Understand. Thank you. I believe there was a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on the amendments? Okay, on the amendments, all in favor, say aye, raise your hand. Okay, any opposed on the amendments? Okay, on the bill as amended.
Move
Oh,
favorable.
sorry, the amendments pass. And the bill was just moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Okay, the bill is amended. Is there any further discussion? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor of HB 1215 as amended, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, all those opposed? Delegate Jacobs, Delegate Morgan. Okay, that is wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, everyone, for that. Folks, we have more on our agenda for later afternoon. What is the will of the subcommittee? We can take up a couple other bills. I know there's one in particular that's pretty darn quick. We have HB 440, the Calvert County Golf Cart Bill. Patrick, can we take that up right now?
Charles County.
Charles, I'm so sorry. Delegate Davis, I feel free to have my head on a platter for that one. Charles County. Patrick or Delegate Davis, do you want to tell the committee quickly what that does?
Yes, it allows, you guys have heard this bill last year. It allows golf carts to be used on Cobb Island only. And most of the other guidelines match with Delegate Stewart's bill. I've asked the chair to put this on because I've been carrying it as the chair of my delegation for a couple of years, and I'd like a win. I'm totally support Vaughn's bill or Delegate Stewart's bill, but I'd like your approval on this one. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate Davis. And I think you had a really good point. I mean, we all believe that Delegate Stewart's bill is going to pass, but if it doesn't, we need to give this to Charles County because they've been seeking this for several years. It follows all of our guidelines. So does anybody have any questions about that bill?
Move the bill.
Sorry, Delegate Morgan.
Second.
So I'm trying to remember my own damn mind where the St. Mary's County bill is. We passed the St. Mary's bill, correct?
I do not believe.
So this is with Charles County in the same boat. And we're both counties are hoping that Delegate Stewart's bill is going to make it through, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. We're good.
Okay. There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor say aye. Raise your hand.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Great. HB 440 passes. Patrick, are we in a place? I don't want to rush us through. Delegate Jacobs. Yes, sir.
I just wanted to ask, Patrick, if I haven't been tracking the Senate version of the statewide golf cart bill. Is that moved or not?
That's a good question. I haven't looked since we passed the House version. If you give me a
Well,
second, I'll take a look.
Maybe Stewart may know. He's got his hands up in the air.
Delegate Stewart?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. It has not passed yet. We have been actively working to try to get the crossfile through, which Senator Bailey has. It seems like the leadership of JPR might have broad concerns over all of the golf cart bills, but it's not fatal at this point. It's, I think, certainly something to worry a little bit about, considering that it passed overwhelmingly in the House and it has not hit a voting list in JPR. But we are all working very hard, and I think, whether you have a D or an R next to your name, if you want to give a nudge to your friends on JPR, it certainly couldn't hurt, both before crossover and before signing die for the HB.
So I think that goes back to Delegate Morgan's question. We might want to bring up the St. Mary's one as well.
Yeah,
just to cover all our bases. Is that me that's frozen, or is that you, Delegate Stewart?
It's him.
Okay.
I think,
Delegate Stewart, we've lost you. Nope, we've lost him.
Mhm.
Delegate Morgan?
Yeah,
will you-
I think it would be nice to, yeah.
What would you
Okay.
like, ma'am?
What is the number of your bill?
Hey, Mona, what's our bond bill, our golf cart bill? It's 653.
Okay. HB 653, let me just pull
It's
that
up
up,
there.
so. 53, St. Mary's County, golf carts. Okay. Well then, HB 653 is on our voting list for right now. Is
Move
there a motion?
favorable.
Great.
Second,
Okay, any discussion on HB 653? St. Mary's County, golf carts. Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, anybody opposed? Excellent. Okay, thank you, everyone. HB 653 passes. Patrick, oh, you have a question, Delegate?
yeah, I would just, going back to your original statement of what's going on across the street, it would probably be a lot better if my Democratic colleagues could nudge their people, because it seems that there's some impediments on your side of the house over there for a bunch of bills. Please,
Well,
thank you.
well
Where's the
stated,
thing?
and I do know that the chair is in communication with the chair of JPR.
Yeah,
But yes, thank you.
thank you.
Delegate Stewart, did you have anything you want to say?
No, you said what I was going to say, which is that I think Delegate Morgan is correct that this is an issue that's on my side of the aisle, and I think our chair is aware of it, and I think that they're making clear to JPR that this golf cart issue is one of the priorities of E&T.
Yep, thank you. Patrick, are we in a place where we can discuss HB 1199 now, or do we need to do that in our second session? Because folks, we will have a second session.
I think we should do the second session. Delegate Guyton sent an email out about an amendment. I'm not sure. Maybe she can describe the amendment and we can hear that and then go from there in the second session. I don't think it's in writing.
Okay, Delegate Guyton.
I'm so sorry. I think I had my staff double check and they misunderstood, Patrick, that they thought you were writing the amendment. But I do have it in front of me in 1 second. I'm really, really sorry. So there were two amendments. One was from Kennedy Krieger that was on page 3, line 13. Where it says, it was adding solicit input. Well, this part's already there. Solicit input and comments from the public and writers of the administration's Mobility Link paratransit services. And then the additional part is the Institute, meaning Maryland, will consult with the Maryland Commission on Disabilities and the State Coordinating Committee for Human Services Transportation. That was the.
Delegate Guyton,
Mhm.
sorry, can you get that to the amendment office right now?
I absolutely, and I'm so sorry because I had them, I asked them if they had, and I was told that they had. I apologize. We will do that and you'll have it by this afternoon. Okay, so
Great,
we'll just do that, and I'm so sorry. That
not a
was a
problem.
communication in my office 100%.
It's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine.
Delegate, if when you get the amendment, if you could just email me the ID number of the amendment and I can get a reprint done for the subcommittee.
Great. Okay, folks, stay tuned. We will meet after the floor, the second floor session, and I'll be sending out an agenda. And we'll probably meet again tomorrow. So appreciate all of your hard work. We, how many bills do we have this session, Patrick? 96?
It's more than that.
More.
It's
Yeah.
grown.
Yeah. So we have probably over 100 bills in our subcommittee. So appreciate you, and we'll see you all soon. Thanks.